If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Line them up, line them up, line them up. Swear the sun shining on me, get my heart up, no matter that trouble surrounding us. They don't see that it's a lot of us. Everybody move anonymous. Won't take that credit, I know what we get it. Them blessings be coming from God above.
Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and the inspiration. You are listening to the MTB Radio Show, and I'm your host, MTB. What does that stand for? That's Minister T Breeze. I'm a hip-hop artist, songwriter, actor, and I am your radio host. Our topic today will continue from our discussion last week of the do's and don'ts for your summer cookout. This show is being sponsored and brought to you by Abundant Life Ministries of Gastonia at 1910 East Ozark Avenue. Abundant Life Ministries under the direction of Pastor Terrence Austin and Pastor Janicia Austin. Abundant Life Ministries, where we are living life elevated. Continuing from our topic on last week, we want to talk about the do's and don'ts for your summer cookout. Let's just add on to some of the things that we already discussed. So this week I want you to understand that if you're having a cookout, I need you to assign the side dishes. Everybody is not gifted to do a dish. So therefore, when you are passing out invitations for your summer cookout, I need you to recruit certain people for certain dishes. You know how people are. If we come to a cookout, one of the first things we want to know is who prepared this and who prepared that, because everybody ain't gifted in the area of cooking. So therefore, when it comes to a certain dish, let's say potato salad, for instance, when we come up in the cookout, first thing we want to know is who made the potato salad, because if the wrong person made the potato salad, we don't want no parts of it. So the thing that we want to continue to do when we're doing our do's and don'ts for the summer cookout, we're going to assign people to certain things. Now, you can assign people to a side, you can assign people to a dessert, but do not assign somebody to a place that's out of their element. If you've never tasted such and such as baked beans, they don't need to make baked beans. If you've never tasted so-and-so's banana pudding, then they don't have no business bringing banana pudding to the function. We need you to stay in your lane, and it's the responsibility of the host, of the person that's throwing the cookout, to make sure that these people stay in their lane. Some people just don't have the gift. So for those people, all thing we need them to do is bring paper products. Somebody's got to bring the paper plates. Somebody's got to bring paper cups. Somebody's got to be responsible for sodas and drinks and bottled water. Assign those people to those things, but don't have them bringing food if we ain't tested it, if they ain't been approved, if we ain't got nobody that can vouch for them, if they ain't got no business cooking. They should not be bringing any kind of dishes to your cookout. Now, I warn you, some people are going to take it upon themselves just to show up with a dish. Now, for those people, you got to have a plan B. You got to have a strategy in place. When folks show up to the cookout and you didn't tell them to bring a certain dish, and they just show up saying, "Oh, I thought I'd bring this. I thought you guys would like this." You got to have an assigned area for unknown products. You got to have another table off to the side in the back somewhere, away from the food that you know is going to be good, because what's going to happen is you're going to mess around and mix something together with the good food that you ain't have no business doing, and you're going to mess around and be on World Star somewhere, because folk going to be mad at you, and you're going to mess around and have an issue at your cookout. And here's the thing, folk know they can't cook. Folk know they stuff ain't good. People at their house don't even eat their cooking. So watch this. People who can't cook and they not good at preparing food, they will volunteer their services. They'll be like, "Oh, do you need me to bring anything? Should I do this or should I do that?" Make sure you tell them people, "No, we're okay. If I need something, I will let you know," because folk will volunteer their food. They'll be volunteering to bring something, and they'll mess up everything. So for those people, make sure that you have a nice prepared speech to let them know that, oh no, thank you, we planned this in advance and we've already got more food than we need. Hey, you can even blame it on me. Use me as a scapegoat. Say, Mr. T Breeze told me that I don't need to be letting people bring stuff to my cookout if I ain't never tasted their food. Tell them that I said. Tell them you heard it on the radio and you took my advice. You can put it off on me. I'm just trying to save you some drama. I'm just trying to save you from taking extra trips to the bathroom because you ate something that you weren't supposed to eat. I'm just trying to save your guest at the cookout from having to bombard your bathroom or two bathrooms or however many bathrooms you got, trying to save you from having to line down your hallway from people trying to use the bathroom because they done ate something from somebody that didn't have no business bringing it in the first place. So remember this, my advice for today is that you assign people to bring food to the cookout. Do not let people volunteer to bring nothing, and don't let people just randomly show up. Make sure you're assigning people to bring certain things. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion on the do's and don'ts for your summer cookout. You're listening to the MTB on MTB Radio. And you're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and the inspiration. Know what I'm talking about? We'll be right back after this break.
Put your hands up, up, put your hands up, up, put your hands up, for Jesus, let's go. Excuse, put your hands up, put your hands up, up, put your hands up, for Jesus. I be flipping through the pages of my Bible every day. Man, this the only way. Man, this the only way. Stay focused, stay safe. Stay focused, stay safe. In my Bible every day. Time out, cause they don't know what they talking about. Need a review, need a replay. Not in my house, they give me notes in my books like a student finna take the bar. All this word inside of me, feel like I need a law degree. Bible app on my Android, never leave home without the Lord. Word on my hip, like Peter used to keep a sword. Cutting through them lies that the enemy trying to feed me. Even when you fry it up, it still be below me. We cooking so-called homies, but I recognize they phony. Trying me like a kid, don't try me. My little pony. The only way I stay blessed is trusting in no one else. Gotta make sure y'all receive me. Mic check, can you hear me? I be flipping through the pages of my Bible every day. Every day. Man, this the only way. Man, this the only way. Stay focused, stay safe. I be focused out here, man. In my Bible. I be flipping through the pages of my Bible every day. Every day. Man, this the only way. Man, this the only way. Stay focused, stay safe. Stay focused, stay safe.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. For those of you streaming live through our free TuneIn radio app and through iHeartRadio, you are listening to MTB Radio, and I am your host, MTB. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing the do's and the don'ts for your summer cookout. Be sure to look me up on SoundCloud at Minister T Breeze. You can also look me up on ReverbNation.com, Minister T Breeze, if you're interested in hearing any of my hip hop music. Now, getting back to our discussion of the do's and don'ts for your summer cookout, the next thing that I want to bring to your attention when you're having your summer cookout events, I want everybody to understand that this is an unspoken rule, but we're going to stamp it and seal it today. No more CP time. If you are having a cookout event and you tell people that your event is going to start at 1 o'clock, that means your cookout should be ready to go at 1 o'clock. Now, you have to be specific when given time. If you're going to start cooking at 1 o'clock, then that's what you need to tell people. We're going to start preparing food at 1 o'clock. Don't tell people that the cookout starts at 1 o'clock, because when they get there at 1, they're expecting to have a plate by 1:05. So if you're telling people that you're starting a cookout at a certain time, that means you have to prepare food, entertainment, you have to have everything in place by 1 o'clock. So when 1 o'clock hit and folks start pulling up, They ready to eat, they ready to laugh, they ready to play spades, they ready to play dominoes. The kids want to hook up the PlayStation and do all this other type of stuff. So if you're telling people a certain time, make sure that everything is ready and prepared at that time. It's bad enough that some of your guests gonna be on CP time, but what we don't need is for the host and for the persons throwing the cookout to be on CP time. We don't need the food to be on CP time, because when people come to a cookout, the main thing they coming for is to eat. So if I hadn't ate all day, because I've already prepared myself, I've started conditioning my stomach to be able to fill up on some good cookout food. That's why I skipped breakfast. That's why I missed lunch. That's why I didn't stop off at McDonald's on my way over here. I already prepared myself because I'm planning to get some good cookout food, and then I get there and the cook and everybody else is on CP time. So it's bad enough that you telling people, hey, we starting this cookout at 12 o'clock and they get there at 3. It's bad enough that you telling people, hey, we're going to start the cookout at 11:45 and they showing up 2:30. It's bad enough that the guests on CP time. I don't need the host, the person throwing the cookout, to be on CP time. I need the food ready and prepared so that when people start pulling up, when people get there, they can go ahead and eat. They can go ahead and have a good time. They can chill and relax. This is going to save you some stress as well, because you don't want to be running around with your head cut off being the host, trying to cook food, prepare food, put food out, trying to figure out what so-and-so at with the hot dogs. Why this person ain't got here yet? We ain't got no buns. Why this person ain't got here yet? I got to send somebody to the store, go get some ice. The store up the street, it don't take 5 minutes, but they taking 25 minutes because they saw somebody and they started talking. And I'm trying to call folk and text folk and trying to get stuff because they running late. We ain't got no dessert. We ain't got no folding chairs. We ain't got no paper plates. I need everybody to be on time for the cookout. I need you to sit down, make you a game plan, get your outline, have a conference call if you need to. For everybody involved, we need everybody on the same page when it's time for the cookout. So for everybody listening, tell somebody you know that MTB said we no longer need to be on CP time when we having a cookout, because folk got stuff to do. We got stuff to do, you got stuff to do, and we don't need to be on CP time. If you starting your cookout early afternoon, I need to be ready to go by 4, 5 o'clock because I got other stuff I need to do. I got to go pick up the kids. I got to go get ready for work. I got to turn in something. I got to pay a bill. I got to do something. And people got stuff to do, and they don't have time to be sitting around for 2-3 hours waiting on food to get cooked. They don't have time to sit around for 2 or 3 hours because we can't start until mom and them get here. Mom and them the one that had the suggestion to have a cookout. Why they ain't here on time? Because they trying to get outfits together. They trying to go get nails done and hair done before the cookout. Y'all should did all that the day before, because you holding people up. And then you get mad when you start having these events and you start inviting folk and people don't show up, because the last time they came, everybody was on CP time. Please, if you're a guest, please, if you're a host of the cookout, everybody be on time. If you got to get the kids ready, you know it take a while to get the kids ready. So if the cookout start at 1, you need to start getting the kids ready by 10. If you know you got to be somewhere, you got to travel across town, you got to put hair bows in the baby's hair, you got to wash up the kids, you got to take the little boys to get haircuts and all this other kind of stuff. You need to have all that stuff done in enough time so that you can be on time for the cookout. So if you're a guest and you showing up on CP time and all the food gone, that ain't nobody's fault but your own. Because if you had been there on time, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that weren't there on time, but if you had been there on time, you wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. Listen to me. If you the guest, you need to be on time. If you the host, you need to be on time. How you not on time and you having a cookout at your own house? How you the host? How you the cookout person that invited everybody? How you not on time and we at your house? We at your residence, where you live at, where you get mail at. How you late and you at your own house? People not trying to hang out with you all night. They got stuff that they need to do. So everything needs to be time efficient. We need to start on time and we need to end on time. That's why it's important for us to have a schedule. You got to tell people when you invite them to this cookout, we're going to start at this time and we're going to end at this time. So that means everybody need to know when they're going to show up and when they're going home. make sure you join us next week where we'll have a brand new topic of discussion. I'm going to leave y'all alone about the summer cookouts before y'all get mad. But I thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to tune in with me every Friday at 11:30 a.m. Please connect with me through Facebook or Instagram. If you got any comments about the show, I love to hear from you. You can look me up at MTB Radio WDRB at gmail.com. Please send me an email if you ever want an interview on the show, or if you ever have any questions about any free advertisement, just please contact me. You've been listening to MTB Radio, and I'm your host, MTB, on WDRB Media, the voice of the community, for double the information and the inspiration. I want everybody to stay blessed until next week, and I guarantee you this has been the realest 15 minutes of your week.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up.